Warning: the following video contains explicit language which may be offensive to some viewers or inappropriate for children. The content within this video is intended for mature audiences only.
Hello and welcome to this. Once again, we are diving into Rabbits, Season 2, Episode 9, Adam Love Bomb. But before we jump into this, let me remind you that this on the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, I post a full reaction, breakdown, comments on an episode of Welcome to Night Vale. Usually just one a day. They're going to be between 30 and 45 minutes long. I'm going to try to keep them. I want to try to keep them around 30 to 35 minutes long, but sometimes depending on the length of the episode. So, without further ado, let's get into Rabbits.
Suicide by car, was it?
That's what they said.
Did you know that somebody named Zoe Yanich worked for the Gatwick Institute?
What?
Doesn't sound like she did.
Really?
Yes, and she's not the only former employee of that institution that's ended up dying under unusual circumstances.
Yeah, the only problem is in a world like Rabbits or Black Tapes or, Tanis or anything like that, is people dying of unusual circumstances is the norm. Somebody dying of old age or heart attack or cancer or diabetes is the oddity, People just igniting, spontaneous combustion, blowing up, stuff like that are commonplace in these worlds.
You sure your parents weren't involved in Gatwick?
I don't think so. And that's the second time you've asked me that.
I wonder why.
It's just, people who get this far into the game are normally kind of special.
Well, I'm not...
Special? The way she said that has all kinds of implications.
Special. I'm good at finding patterns and noticing details.
Well, then could you take a closer look at this stuff through your pattern-finding lens or whatever?
I like that. Just, however you do it, just do your thing.
See if something else comes to mind?
Sure, of course, but why me? There must be somebody else you can ask.
For some
reason, you being the main character in this story.
You appear to be playing a game that nobody else has been able to find.
Now it makes you wonder if the game found her or if the traveler found her.
But you two are playing, right?
We were.
And now? And now we're not so sure.
Yeah, how complex is this game if you're not sure if you're playing it or not?
But you think I am.
If you could just take a look at this stuff and tell us what you see.
Okay.
Thanks.
Yeah, a lot of misery in stories has come about by, why don't you just look and see? What harm can it do?
So, I sat down and took yet another look at Carly Parker's murder wall.
Yeah, they use murder wall. I like conspiracy wall better. That's just me personally.
The most interesting and obvious connection to everything I'd been looking into was the similarity between the number of game-related events marked by red pins on the wall and their connection to the Meacham Radiance. I asked Carly why she'd referred to this mess of stuff as a map.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess you could refer to it as a map, or maybe just a spontaneous word that fits, I don't know. It's just map fits for some reason.
Like you, I had been finding connections to the Traveler, plotting mentions and possible locations.
You had been finding, as in past tense.
Yeah, past tense is never a good thing when you're dealing with something like rabbits.
Yes, like I mentioned, I'm afraid I'm not sure that I'm actually still playing.
That's weird, though. I mean, think about that. You're doing something, and you're not sure if what you're doing is to be playing a game, but you think you might be, but you're not really sure. Yeah, that gets into a whole lot of paradoxes and enigmas real quick.
What makes you say that?
I haven't been able to find anything that I can say with certainty is connected to the game for the past couple of weeks.
The thing is because you haven't found anything just means you haven't looked in the right place. Doesn't mean you're not playing anymore. Or you're just not as good at playing it as you thought you were.
Until we found you. Me?
You're playing. The game has found you.
Like I said earlier, did the game find her or did the Traveler seek her out? There's, it's one of those things.
How the hell does that work?
I'm not sure, but that's been my main area of interest since the last season of the podcast ended. Along with trying to figure out what the hell really happened to me up in Canada.
What happens in Canada stays in Canada.
What do you mean the game has found me? You mean the people behind it? The wardens or whatever they are?
I mean the game. That's the easiest way to phrase it, I think.
It's the easiest way to phrase it and the most confusing all at one time.
When you're on the right path, the game guides you.
And when you're not, it doesn't. Wait. What is this here?
The thing is I think that might be how the game filters out people, because you can only have, technically in any game, you can only have one winner. So you just filter out the people. If somebody makes a misstep or steps off the path or whatever, you just filter them out and keep the people. That's kind of interesting, though. That's kind of how most things work. Kind of like a process of elimination. Here we go, our obligatory path cards advertisement for Ubik. I still think people need to go read. More people need to read that book by Philip K. Dick.
Hello there. Do you sometimes find yourself stuck? Do you feel like you are occasionally just spinning your wheels? Would you like to find the answer to a difficult question? Or are you simply just looking to find your true path, improve your life, and maybe enter a universe of unending adventure? If so, path cards might be for you.
Path cards are for everybody.
Visit us now at southelk.com for more information. South Elk, find your path.
Yeah, now we get our obligatory disclaimer, and I love the fact that they have this obligatory disclaimer. It has such a Philip K. Dick feel to it.
Path cards are connected to a deep and ancient power source. And if you use path cards, you understand that you are doing so entirely at your own risk. South Elk will not be liable for any damages arising from the use of path cards. Good luck.
All happy, cheery music as you destroy the universe.
I pointed to a section of the corkboard where the two Meacham radiant lines met. There was a photograph pinned there. It was a picture of a man with long hair wearing stage makeup. He looked like some kind of metal singer from the 1980s.
why do we got to pick on the metal singers from the 1980s? And with that, we'll go ahead and call this video good here. Hope everyone's doing good. Just a reminder about the Welcome to Night Vale episodes on Saturday and Sunday. And until next time, be a good human. Be good to other humans. Peace.
Hey, it's 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are?